Okay, hi. Today has been pretty productive. I've clearly put on makeup, so I've been inside, but I've been working on just, emails, getting different work together, and I do have like upcoming stuff. I did a reading, which was really cool. There weren't as many today. I feel like there's more people on right now and not so many people like looking for readers necessarily, but it's still been great. Like I either get like several in a day or maybe like one or two, but no matter what, like it's always a good time and I love it. So yeah, it's been great. That being said, I have been pretty productive. Earlier for lunch, I decided to have a omelet, but I ended up using up a lot of the leftover ingredients and stuff that are my essentials. You know how like with groceries, you have like the stuff that you kind of replace every month because you go through it, and then there's also the stuff that's like out of like a week or maybe 2 week basis. Yeah, well, my 2 week / week basis stuff is practically gone, so I'm going to make it a point to go on over, pick up a few groceries. I wrote up a list of things so I don't stray too far from the list, and I made sure I get everything that I need. And of course the next part of this week is literally just going to be more just like this, inside, kind of getting stuff done. Last night I did end up going to Salt and Straw just kind of for like fun and chill, and it's been really off lately with the energy. I haven't been filming much, but I've been feeling weird. But I don't know, I had like a really great late night discussion yesterday that kind of put a lot into perspective and made me feel better. Meaning I tend to be pretty scared a lot, and I always have been, and I never really noticed it, but it's a thing. So I'm looking to improve upon that, like, and just realize, yep, okay, life can be scary, but like being scared all the time doesn't do anything. Being aware of things is good, but like, there's a fine line, and I don't think I got my line of that great enough. Anyway, air quality has been really bad today, so I've been keeping it easy. But like I said, still productive inside, but yesterday was like too much inside, so now I'm kind of just making it a point to actually go get the things that I need and come immediately back because it's election day. And yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to be. I mean, obviously I'm in a very safe part of LA and it's pretty nice. I'm not going very far, but I don't know, like I just don't trust people some days. Going back to the whole fear thing, like yeah, I have no reason to be out for very long today, but I have more things to work on for filming and things like that tomorrow, which will be really fun, and that's all still in here. I have a bunch of parties for a show that I know nothing about, so I'm going to be watching a few episodes of that to kind of figure out what it is I'm doing, because honestly, like, sometimes that happens. You get characters that you don't know, and I personally like to go into those very prepared to like actually kind of have a gist of what, like, who I am and what I'm doing at that party. So that's something else I gotta do today. But it's been fun, it's been chill. I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday, but both days have been very productive, which has been really, really good, except for the fact that I don't know, like I feel like life is just very, very strange and off. But at the same time, I've been able to really evaluate a lot of what's important and what's not, and what I really do need versus like what, like, I don't know, just like there's a lot that hasn't worked in the past that this year I've really become aware of. So it's kind of really good to kind of realize that and obviously carry on with life in a better and positive way and try to fix those problems and see where it's questionable and try to see like, okay, well, it's questionable, how can I make it better? That being said, one thing in particular I'm not sure how to make better is the fact that air quality in LA is not great, and I live a stressful life. So I'm trying to find ways to make it better, like using an air purifier and keeping super, super healthy and being able to take more breaks and meditate and things like that. But also just kind of realizing that like I miss clean air. Weird floods, I know, but like, right? Also, it's barely 5. It's 4:59 right now, and it's already getting kind of like dark and gloomy. Daylight savings time did mess me up a little bit. Also, I don't feel like I slept very well. Oh, cool. Okay, air quality went back down to 86, but earlier it was about 150. So, yeah. Also, I like, it's already like night and starry. Like, what? No, it's not. Anyway, yeah, that's the update. I gotta charge my camera again. I will draw attention to that every single time, but like, believe me, I film a lot, so. Anywho, yeah. Hi. Okay, so fun update. It's election day night.
Well, actually, it's Wednesday now.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. Yeah.
But it was Tuesday.
Moral of the story, so we're like literally watching the movie ends, and out of nowhere there was this big loud boom, and you saw it. Okay, you said what you said.
Before the boom, out of the corner of my eye, reflected on the building across from us, I saw like this big orange flash, and I was like, wow, someone's going really hard taking pictures. And then like
seconds after,
3 seconds later, it was like boom, and then like it was so loud that like the car alarms parked out on the street by our apartment started going off.
Yeah. My first thought was it was like a giant box or something that like fell from like in the kitchen, which would make sense. There aren't any boxes or anything.
No.
But it sounded like something really big just like fell over, and then I realized, oh, it's outside, and then I realized, oh, that was like a big explosion.
That was
sound.
like an explosion.
So, and then I was trying to figure out, was it like an explosion or like a big explosion, medium sized, small, or was it like a gun or something like
big.
that? But it was genuinely scary.
Flash.
I freaked out, and then I started laughing because I handle things horribly. Okay, so my camera actually cut out last night. Yeah, so it is the next day, and long story short, last night there was a random explosion. Yeah, it was really scary. It was pretty late, and I didn't see the flash of light, but I definitely heard that boom, and it sounded like a firework just without like the actual like the sizzle part. It was just a very loud boom, and honestly, like, I wouldn't know what a normal explosion would sound like, considering the fact that being in sound classes, I've learned that a lot of the explosion sounds you hear from like movies and TV have a lot of things added in, because basically they just want to like keep one-upping the explosion sounds. So technically speaking, there are a lot of like little sounds you wouldn't expect like quite hidden. I'm getting a phone call right now. I swear I could never film. Okay, so I don't know who it is, but someone keeps knocking on the door. So I don't want to look, honestly, but like it might be a package or something simple. Anyway, long story short, the explosion was kind of creepy last night, and it made me realize that yeah, 2020 is actually kind of a really terrifying year, and I've spent a lot of it very scared, because obviously I don't know, I was very like nervous and scared about stuff, I think, when I was younger, when even like the simplest, not that scary things would happen. And like, because I have a very overactive imagination, and I overthink things, and I like to spiral it into a dramatic turn. And I also kind of grew up reading, you know, like Hunger Games and Divergent and like literally The Host, and like different things that were definitely very dystopian, apocalyptic, and it was interesting before it became kind of real. And I think what I have learned from that is what you focus on really can become reality, and sometimes that's a very good thing, and other times it's not. It's very scary. That being said, that did freak me out, and then I decided, you know what, like, luckily I wasn't alone, but at the same time I'm like, I was handling it in a very like joking, kind of like funny way, while also internally like it actually, I just sat on the floor for like the longest time, didn't even want to take a shower because I was scared of it happening again and being like alone when it did. Moral of the story, we're fine, it's the next day, everything's cool. I honestly don't know what happened, but like it's chill, whatever. But what I've technically learned from that experience is that I quit fear. Like, seriously, I've spent a lot of this year becoming hyper aware of everything that can go wrong, because a lot has, but there's also been so much good that's come out of it. And you know, fear is really like a perspective, and last night I realized that I could have felt so afraid of what that was, what that meant, what that could have turned into, but all that mattered was I was fine. And I literally, it wasn't getting worse, things were fine. So I think, you know, when you have the choice to be afraid or just be okay, you can choose to be okay. Like, you actually can, and chances are you will be. Like, take it by the facts. And I don't know why I clicked, but I just snapped and decided I quit fear, and we made it to the next day, so that's great. That being said, I did just get a call because I booked a project on Friday, which means I'm probably gonna, I'm so sorry, it is always so loud out this window, But yeah, I booked a project on Friday for a commercial, which I'm pretty excited for, but that also means I have to do a COVID test today, and I'm a little bit scared about that, low-key, because they're like, it's up the nose. I'm like, how far up the nose? Is it like brain pitch? And they're like, you do it to yourself. And I'm like, honestly, I'm kind of scared for that. Like, I love booking things, but I'm also terrified. But also, like, knowing that I'm going to be okay from it, it's worth it. But also, I am so congested right now because of allergies, and I took too long to take my allergy medication just today. So yeah, we're not going to talk about it. That being said, I also got a call while I was on the first call that I had to call back, being just bringing up another potential job opportunity, which honestly, like, would be really, really cool. So more options, which are great. And I feel like the second I've become more open to having opportunities, those opportunities have been kind of like attracting towards me. And it's not exactly the opportunities completely in which I'm hoping for, but at the same time, like, having things happen is awesome. I booked an extra party for this weekend, which means I have at least three or four, which is insane. Like, seriously, like, it's so nice to feel like I've got my life back. I also booked a pretty big videography project, which I'm working on today. It's kind of acting slash commercial wise, but I'm also kind of filming and editing the actual footage over to send. And I also have another brand deal to work on coming up really soon, and they're sending me the product for that. So it's kind of a busy day and a busy week, and I'm just like really thankful and happy about that, but at the same time kind of freaking out about it, you know? Yeah. Also, waiting on the world to change has been stuck in my head ever since last night, and it's in there. It is. At one point it was mashed up with like the theme from the first Scooby-Doo live action movie, where like everyone's chanting and the whole thing is like, I don't even know, but like it was like a mashup of like that song and Waiting on the World to Change by good old boy John Mayer. So long story short, I am choosing to, like, there was like a little morning affirmation thing that I have saved on my phone, and one of the things that you can say and really feel is, I choose love over fear. And I do, I really do. And I think last night that really just clicked, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I choose to see things in a very like a place of love, a place of goodness, a place of like just happiness, and like things are okay, and like I'm very thankful for my life. I love these opportunities. I love how you don't know what's going to happen, but like that's such a good thing too. Like, okay, if you focus on the good is what happens, you know? And I just, like, a lot of these like really cheesy sayings kind of interconnect almost, and as I've become more conscious of that, I think there has been kind of like a greater understanding and a better progression of things. Like, my standstill moment doesn't really feel as strong as it did like last week, you know? Like, I feel like things are actually picking up, and it's really exciting, but it's also just a lot, but in the best way possible. Okay, so good morning slash gloomy-ish afternoon? I don't know, it's early afternoon, and today I just realized it's Thursday, not Wednesday, which means this week has been surprisingly busy. I know I'm literally still in pajamas, but like, hear me out, okay? I do a lot of work at home, and then it preps for actual work out, whether that's like a set or parties or whatever it is that I'm working on. It's out. That being said, I got a pretty good videography slash acting job together yesterday, a bunch with other stuff, of course, and then today yeah, remember how yesterday I said that there was going to be this project that I booked on Friday? Well, yeah, I have that project on Friday, which means I have to get tested, and they were going to test me yesterday, but then things changed, so they're like, okay, before 6 p.m. you have to go and get tested for the Rona. And I'm a little scared. Honestly, I had one done before, and it was on a set, and they literally, apparently the people were a little intense about it, but it was only like a little bit up, not the full pick your brain kind of thing, and it wasn't great. It actually really messed up my makeup, so it wasn't the ideal situation, but it wasn't that bad. Obviously if I had the choice, I'd be like Like, I don't know, I heard there's like a finger prick one, which sounds great. There's like a mouth swab, which like I'm down for that. But the idea of having a video brain is not great. So I'm focusing on the idea that it's going to be something very simple, very easy, very comfortable. I'm obviously not going to wear the makeup this time, but I do have a few other auditions and things I need to film after the fact when I get back, because I just want to go take care of that and then come back to work on everything else. So it's surprisingly busy, but I also have to keep it easier, and I also want to watch part of that show so that I am prepared for the weekend parties as well. So it's a little bit busier, but I think overall it's pretty good. Like, it feels good to be back into the swing and momentum, yeah, that's it, of life. Also, last night we just randomly decided to make cookies because I was in the mood to make cookies. Honestly, I think the ingredients were kind of old, but they were good. So I mean, they're good. It's just, you can tell, like, if you have like really old flour sit it out for a while and it was like the bottom of the bag, like, it didn't turn out at what like I expected them to, but they're still pretty good. So we had some wholesome cookies with some M&Ms and chocolate chips, and it's been chill. Like, it's literally been good. It's just so much more. And yesterday I did go for a walk around for a bit just to get out in nature, which felt great. Definitely had some really just abundantly happy vibes from that. So we love a good walk and fun music and really just kind of boosting myself up. And yeah, it's just like I'm working on a lot. I'm waiting to hear back about a lot, but I'm also kind of progressing. But I'll admit, I'm a little bit scared about what this test may or may not be. Also, I want to take a moment because for B-roll, I was able to get this amazing cool product, which I'm really excited to try out. It's from Conair, so thank you, Conair, for sending this to me. I'm so excited to try it out, and it's the all-in-one dryer brush. Okay, so funny story. After I had already left and crossed the street, I stopped for a minute, and then they immediately called me and was like, hey, so like, we need to do this again because the production actually asked for a different kind of test, and it was actually like the one I took was supposed to be like for a longer result time, so they had to preserve it. So once I went to the preservatives, it wasn't going to work for this other test. So they're like, can you just come back? I'm like, okay, sounds good. I had to go back. Luckily, it didn't go as far up, even though honestly I couldn't like feel the difference. But because I'd already gone through it once today, the second time got dramatically better. I was able to kind of, I don't know, I squeezed my thumb like really hard, and I was just kind of like trying to focus on literally anything else, and it did help. Was it still making me tear up? Yeah, definitely. But I handled the second one so much better than the first, and yeah, I'm feeling better about it. So if nothing else, like, a huge relief has washed over me because I not only know that I'm healthy, well, actually I'll find that out officially in a bit, but I know that even though I've taken this a good couple of times, like, I know what to expect now, and I know it's not like the worst thing ever. It's not great, but it's also not bad, you know? Anyway, glad that happened. So yeah, that's my fun update. Really eventful. Oh, so it's so weird. I am wearing sweatpants even though it says it's 80 degrees outside, but honestly it's like really overcast, so I'm confused by the weather as usual. But also it's great because I'm like rocking the, I don't know why, but I've gotten super into just being like in sweats, but like cozy and stuff. That one set changed me. I don't know, like, not really, but I just feel like ever since I spent that day just being like super comfy, but like also rocking like the sneaks and everything, I'm like, this is a look. So it's like my cozy but like still LA style, and I'm here for it. It's great. So I'm gonna walk around for a bit, drive on back, and carry on with my day. But that is what's going on.